what every Russian schoolboy knows.
Good time of day to all of you, my chess friends. This is Grandmaster Yermolinsky, and I continue my search for a new Russian schoolboy. More games from the higher league championship, which is, or rather was, a qualification tournament for the premier championship of Russia, which is to take place in August. Yeah. Among the qualifiers, I already talked about Ivan Bukavshin, my kind of sentimental favorite. That was last week's video. Well, I know in retrospect, probably I'm just bringing kind of my own things into this, because Bukavshin's style kind of reminds me of what I did in my best days, but although I was quite a bit older when I played my best. But anyway, I wish the best of luck to Ivan, and he's gonna be my kind of sentimental favorite, and who knows, well, maybe he can do well. But there were two other young players, and I would like to talk about them today. We'll start with Daniil Dubov. Dubov is pretty well known. Well, actually, he's been around for a few years already. He played some European championships. But the most memorable performance of his, unfortunately, was a crushing loss he suffered at the hands of Alexei Shirov in their friendly match. I think that was a year ago. No, well, I hope that Daniil takes this as a learning experience. He is very well coached by, at least used to be very well coached by Sergei Shipov, famous Russian grandmaster and online personality chess commentator. The guy I actually try to learn a lot from when I'm doing these recordings here. Yeah, I don't know. I think they parted their ways, but I'm sure Dubov can find somebody to work with, and he's really a very interesting player. Well, let's see his game. It was black against Pavel Pankratov. Now, this was played kind of in the middle of the tournament. I think it was round 6, so both players were in contention. Pankratov is relatively less known. He's barely over 2600, 2610. Dubov, even with his up and down recent performances, still at 2661. Now, Dubov's different from Bukavshin. He probably weighs about half of what Bukavshin weighs, and he plays a much lighter style. And his favorite opening is the Bangkok, and he's also been, well, at least former Shipov student, is very well versed in all things hedgehog. Shipov, for those of you who don't know, wrote an excellent two-part volume on the hedgehog. Okay, I guess, if white refuses to go d5 and goes knight f3, then it would be hedgehog. But Pankratov is a principled player and somewhat of his own player, so he likes to introduce his own ideas and he sticks to them, rather exposing himself sometimes to preparation. In this particular game, I believe that Dubov knew previous game of Pankratov and repeated it all the way to about move 15. So there it goes. Yeah, there is such line. Well, it was introduced years ago by former Karpov's coach, Grandmaster Igor Zaitsev from Moscow. Zaitsev was a theoretician par excellence, but when he played very sharply. So this is a sharp line. White is most likely gonna have to give up his pawn on e4, and also his knight